Do you guys ever get sick of companies just like creating awesome products and then like releasing them year after year and like increasing the products and making them even better and better? It gets old, doesn't it? No, I'm just joking around. This is another pair of New Balance. This is the More V5. So Fresh Foam X, More V5. Dudes, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like this, it's just been getting like ridiculous. Like the amount of stuff that New Balance has cranked out this year is insane. It's been everything that I've hoped for and more, pun intended, because I've tried so many pairs of them that have released, and every pair that were previewed earlier in the year, like that running event that I never get invited to, obviously because I'm not a runner, but they showed so many amazing pairs. This is one of them. You know, the Rebels were another one that I have already reviewed. The 1080 V13s, obviously we already know. The Trainers, the Elites, the Balos, I think all of them are amazing. And then this video is going to be focusing on the More V5s though, because ground up, it's definitely a crazy rebuild of the More V4. I've tried the More V3s and V4s. The V5s are, it's like another version of insane craziness. Now, to be 100% honest, the last 2 years that they've released the More V3s and the V4s, the Fresh Foam has been insane. Like the largest stack of Fresh Foam that we've seen, but is it the most comfortable? Like it's one of those things where is it too much foam sort of feels? Like sometimes you're gonna wear them and you're gonna be like, dude, this is the most insane amount of foam that you've ever put on your feet. And that's kind of the vibes that I've gotten from the More V3s and the V4s. Also, I've made the mistake the last two versions and got the wide versions of a shoe that already is fairly wide. So I didn't get the wide version this year. I got the regular version of the More V5s. I will tell you the fit is true to size for myself, regular, not the wide version as I mentioned again. So 9.5 regular, they fit me perfect. The More V5s though, dude, you get them, you look at them, you're like, holy moly. Like look at this midsole, it's insane. You squish it. This has to be the most amount of Fresh Foam X they've ever put on a pair of sneakers, which was previously on the More V4s, but this is a softer foam than the More V4s, as far as I know, at least from my own eyes and my feet. Like if I did a top 10 max cushion video, this one would probably be the number one at $155. Like there are other shoes on the market that are really good as well. I've reviewed tons of them with max cushion. I do need to do a finalized list or an updated list for this year because there's so many good updates. Like this next to like the On Cloud Surfers, like the On Cloud Surfers are child's play comparison to these. Any of the On shoes, which I've tried and they're really good, any of them are just child's play comparison to the size of the comfort of these. The Gel Nimbus 26 from Asics, child's play comparison to this. This is like an absolute max cushion comparison to that shoe. The Hoka Bondis or the Skyflows or the Skyward X's even, child's play comparison to these. Like that's how crazy these things are. So I can't say enough good things about it. I will say though, it's not for everybody. It's not gonna be for everyday use for everybody. I might not even use them every day because I do like other shoes out there. I do love my Rebel fuel cells. These are faster, lighter, very soft underfoot with the fuel cell. I absolutely love this shoe as well, but then we do have the new Trainers and then the Balos and a bunch of other optional pairs out there. So the upper is pretty nice. You have the engineered mesh and stuff. You have a fused on overlay here with the N and then a reflective one on the inside. You have more up the heel in a rubberized fused on material. You do have New Balance Fresh Foam X More on the tongue. I like that they actually have the branding there. I also like this like honeycomb sort of knit that they have going on the reverse side of the tongue, and the collar, very comfortable, very soft, but I like the texture feel for that. I don't know why it's a sensory thing, but I really enjoy that. And then for the tongue, you do have like a detached semi-gusseted tongue here. So it's attached from like this point down, which is nice, and you have just a regular tongue, which I personally prefer. Also, you do have a larger gauge mesh here for the tongue that I like the look of that as well. So overall, visually, like the upper and stuff, I really like. But you get to the midsole, it's massive. It's absolutely insane. The amount of Fresh Foam X here. The traction on the outside is pretty decent as well, but I like the overall look of the midsole as well. You do have kind of the Fresh Foam X that says it here in the front, and you have kind of like this topographical sort of like shapes all through the midsole. And it's nice that they have kind of a difference between the Fresh Foam and the fuel cell. That's one differentiator that I think they did a really good job on. You can sculpt foam like pretty much any way, but you have to have like a key identifier to know which foam is which. Fresh Foam has these crazy shapes and stuff on the midsole. Fuel Cell has all of the geometric shapes up the back, so it's a lot sharper, a lot crisper, a lot more faster looking, which is the purpose. Obviously, you want that because this is something that is faster in nature because it is the Fuel Cell foam instead of the Fresh Foam X foam. So for those that don't know, I always kind of break it down. Fresh Foam X is made for softer comfort, like sort of cushioning. So it catches your foot and gives you cushioning. The fuel cell is made for propulsiveness and spring back, so you spring down and have a propulsion forward and stuff. Those are the differences between those two things, but I like that they have a difference in the way that they look with the overall approach to that. So how are these on feet? I know that's what you guys are waiting to hear. Are they comfortable or not? Well, so for anybody that's tried the 1080 V13s, per my recommendations, which I've recommended them 1,000 times, I think it's one of the best, if not the best, all-around pair of sneakers for 2024. Picture you wearing those for the very first time. Remember that feeling, they're soft, they're squishy, they feel great on feet. Now take that feeling and add like 2 or 3 more layers of Fresh Foam X to that midsole. Surround your foot completely in that Fresh Foam X and then take a step. And that's pretty much what these feel like on feet. It's literally like an insane step of Fresh Foam X. Any which way you roll your foot on the ground, it's a massive, massive feeling of Fresh Foam X. By far and away, the biggest, softest, squishiest pair of sneakers I think I've probably ever tried on my feet. Like it's that insanely good. Like it's crazy. And the best part about it is the price point. They actually are $155. So they're cheaper than the 1080 V13s, but they're actually way, way, way softer, way more comfortable, way more cushioning in them than that model. And part of the reason why I think that they do that is because this is a shoe that's kind of a little bit more specialized. It's not gonna be for everybody because it's so much cushioning that I like the fact that the 1080 V13s really is like a catch-all sort of shoe. It's like the one go-to shoe, but if you want something that you have a little bit more recovery in, where you just need extra softness on your joints, like you can't really get any softer than this. If you thought the 1080 V13s, like myself, I thought those ones were pretty darn soft. This one is like ×3 of what those ones are. So they live up to the name More V5. It's definitely more. They should be called the super duper crazy Moors because they feel like that on foot. They look a little bit crazy on feet in my opinion too because they are chunky. I mean, the midsole is massive. They're very, very chunky. So is it gonna be a shoe for everyday wear? It depends on you. It depends on if it's a shoe that you're gonna be able to appreciate every day. It's like a treat to wear, but it's not one that I would choose to wear every day. Like if I was going on vacation, I still think I would choose the 1080 V13s or the Balos, which is another amazing pair of Fresh Foam X sneakers. I'll have a comparison to all of those shoes very soon on my channel, so subscribe and check back. These are definitely more Fresh Foam in here than even the Balos, so throwing that out there. And that is a $200 runner. These ones are $155. So some more information about what New Balance says. Again, Fresh Foam X More V5, $150. The reviews are in pretty solid, 4.6 out of 5 stars. They do have standard wide and extra wide versions. So if you need that extra width, this is gonna be a shoe I think you're gonna appreciate. It does say these are best for every day. They're extra soft, neutral support, and they weigh 11 ounces and have a 4 mm drop. The description says designed to provide a plush yet stable underfoot experience with 360 degrees of comfort. I absolutely agree with that. Like I said, every which way you touch down your foot to the ground, insane amounts of comfort. It's like literally putting your foot into a boat of Fresh Foam X in the best way possible. And I do agree that they are very stable considering the amount of foam that you have here. It's insane. Like the amount of foam, you should not feel this stable, but because of the extreme width of this shoe, the chunkiness, you definitely feel stable even though there's an extreme squish. Now it says features the Fresh Foam X midsole, foam with approximately 3% bio base, 11 ounces and engineered mesh for breathability and a supportive fit. And so where would these fit in your lineup of sneakers? They say they're for everyday wear. I would say you could wear these every day, but they're heavier at 11 ounces, which is honestly super light considering the amount of foam that you get on these things. Is it too much foam? For some people, yes. I would say, again, for me, like it's a treat to be able to wear these. If it's a day where I just feel like I want to wear something crazy comfortable, I go ding ding, these are the ones I'm going to throw on my feet. They're just insane. Like it's such a wild experience to be able to put something like this on and have it engineered, again, where it's so perfect, where you feel stable. It's a crazy amount of foam. You have a nice amount of traction on the bottom of the shoe. The engineered mesh is nice. The tongue placement is nice. I love the structure there. The cushioning around the collar and everything. I mean, the way that they made this shoe is super crazy. I do think that they look really big and chunky, so it's not my favorite looking pair of New Balances, but they did a better job on these than the previous 2 versions in my opinion. Anyways, if you guys are interested in buying a pair, link in the description, as well as maybe other pairs that I mentioned in this video. Appreciate you all for stopping by and watching. Have a good one, and check back for some more content very soon. All right, peace guys.